Good afternoon, my dear student. I am Dr. Sudhir Kumar Singh, Associate Professor in Mechanical Engineering, Galgotia University. I am teaching you machine design. Today, topic of discussion is sliding contact bearing. It is also known as sleeve bearing or journal bearing. In my previous lecture, I have discussed with you the types of bearing and what is bearing. Bearing, we discussed the types: roller contact bearing and sliding contact bearing. Then dynamic load carrying capacity of ball bearing and equivalent bearing load. This is very important topic we discussed in previous lecture, equivalent bearing load, because the bearing carries the radial load. Mostly the thrust load is not permitted. So if in practical situation some thrust load is acting on the bearing, then we have to convert the thrust load into radial load with the given formula. Then we have to establish the relationship between the load and life. On a particular load, how much, what will be the life of the bearing. Then we discussed in previous lecture the selection of bearing from a manufacturer catalog for a particular application. So I told you SKF is the biggest manufacturer of the bearing in all type of category. Today, after this class over, you will be able to understand and learn the classification of the lubrication and what is the purpose of putting the lubrication in sliding contact bearing and what principle the hydrodynamic bearing works, then the role of Petrov equation in the bearing, then how we classify or categorize the thin and thick film lubrication based on the Mackey's investigation, and you will understand deeply the thick film lubrication and the nomenclature of a journal bearing. So lubrication is the science of reducing the friction by application of a suitable substance. That substance is known as lubricant. We put the lubricant between the rubbing surface of a body which having the relative motion. So we have three kinds of lubricants. One is liquid, another is semi-solid, and third one is solid. So example, if you see the liquid lubricant is the oils, mineral, vegetable, and in semi-solid category the grease, and solid lubricant is a graphite or molybdenum disulfide. Then the question comes, why we put the lubrication in the bearing? Why we do the lubrication in bearing? So the purpose of putting the lubricant in the bearing is to reduce the friction between the rubbing surfaces like balls and races in case of ball bearing, in case of sliding contact bearing between the surface of journal and bearing, and to reduce or prevent wear, to carry out the generated heat because of the friction. So that heat is carried out by the lubricants, and to protect the journal and bearing from the dirt and corrosion. So the basic mode of lubrication are thick and thin film lubrication. So the sliding contact bearing and the point of discussion in today's lecture is basically on the thick film lubrication, because the sliding contact bearing works on this principle, thick film lubrication. Now we have to understand the principle of hydrodynamic lubrication. We have two type of lubrication. One is hydrodynamic and another is hydrostatic. So as I told you, our focus, we will concentrate only up to hydrodynamic lubrication. So I will explain you this concept with the help of one video. First you understand the base. Initially the shaft is at the rest with the bearing. So it sinks to the bottom of the clearance space under the action of load. The surface of the journal and bearing touch during the rest. So as the journal start to rotate, it climbs to the bearing surface B. So try to understand this figure. So this part is known as journal. This part is known as journal. The journal is nothing but it is a portion of the shaft in the casing, in the housing. That portion only we call the journal, and the bearing. So there is a clearance, radial clearance between the bearing and the journal. So this outer circle is the bearing. So in between this there is a lubricant oil. So when there is no relative motion between the bearing and journal, that means it is in the rest condition. So there is metal to metal contact. The radial load is coinciding here with the reaction force completely. If you take the reaction force here, so reaction force and the applied load is coinciding. Now the journal start moving here in the second figure B in anti-clockwise direction. Then the eccentricity of the journal shifted towards the left, and journal climbs on the left side here from A to B situation. From A to B moves the journal. When we further increase the speed, then there is a thick film generated between the journal and bearing. So as the journal start to rotate, it climbs the bearing surface. As the speed is further increased, the fluid or lubricant forced into the wedge shaped region. This is called wedge shaped region. Since more and more fluid is forced into the wedge shaped clearance, so pressure is generated between the bearing and the journal, which basically supports the radial load. So based on that video animation, we have three types of picture here. So the pressure distribution around the periphery of the journal is shown in the next slide. Here you can see the eccentricity when there is no motion. At rest condition, there is a eccentricity between the journal and the bearing. So this is a center of the journal, this is a center of the bearing, and this oil is filled in the clearance space. Now the journal start moving in clockwise direction. The eccentricity, the center of the journal shifted towards right here. So there is a partial metal to metal contact, as well as film is also created, but the developed film is not sufficient to support the shaft load, the radial load. So since the pressure is created within the system due to rotation of the shaft, so this type of bearing is also known as self-acting bearing. They adjust themselves, the bearing adjusts themselves. So the pressure generated in the clearance space support the external load. In the third figure, see here a oil wedge is developed between the journal and the bearing. So this is at a higher speed. Here the speed is 0 of the shaft, here some speed of the shaft, and the shaft speed here is high. So when the shaft speed is high, then there will be a film, complete film, no metal to metal contact, so that pressure is developed between the bearing and the journal. So based on the contact surrounding of the lubricant, we classify the journal bearing into three categories. One is full journal bearing, second is partial journal bearing, third is fitted journal bearing. When the journal is completely surrounded with the lubricant, then it is a full journal bearing. When the journal is surrounded partially with the lubricant 120°, when the angle is 120°, then it is partial journal bearing. When the radii of journal and journal and bearing is equal, then it is fitted journal bearing. Now we understand some mathematical equations in respect to this sliding contact bearing. That first is the Petrov equation. Petrov equation is used to determine the coefficient of friction in journal bearing. It is based on some assumptions. So the assumptions are: first, no eccentricity between bearing and journal, and hence there is no wedging action in this figure. So no wedge is created here, you can see in this figure. It's completely uniform. This is a oil lubricant which is of uniform cross section. Oil film is unable to support the load. So basically this is suitable for only the light load, but in practice we have to carry the shaft carries the heavy load. So Petrov equation is not supporting. No lubricant flow in axial direction. So based on these assumptions, the Petrov developed the coefficient of friction or some dimensionless parameter which helps in the design of sliding contact bearing. The velocity at the surface of the journal is given. So this is the velocity u, that 2 pi r is the circumference of the journal or the shaft, and c is the clearance here, and this shaft is rotating in clockwise direction with the speed of ns. So from in the last class we discussed explained the viscosity, Newton's law of viscosity. This is a formula for the Newton's viscosity. P is equal to mu AUH. So apply this formula to the annual journal and bearing in the circumferential direction. So in this equation, P is the tangential force, A is the area of the journal, that is 2 pi RL. Here you can see how it is 2 LR. So L is the length of the portion over which the lubricant is applied, R is the radius on both the sides. So this is becomes 2 LR. So area of the journal is 2 pi RL. Then surface velocity is 2 pi R ns. H is the distance between clearance between the journal and the bearing, that is C. So frictional torque is given by, so P is equal to mu 2 pi RL 2 pi RNS 1 upon C. So when you simplify this, so you will get this equation. So this is a equation for the frictional torque created. So you replace in the previous equation, you replace the value mu is a viscosity, then replace area by this value from the viscosity equation. So we are calculating the frictional torque. So frictional torque is the MTF is equal to P into R. P value multiplied by R, so 4 pi R Q mu lns upon C. So the unit pressure P is acting here. The unit pressure P is acting because of the radial load. W is equal to 2 PRL. So frictional torque is equal to the frictional force, frictional load frictional force multiplied by the radius. So FWR. So in this equation, substitute the value of W from this equation, that is 2 P. Small p is a unit pressure, bearing pressure, bearing pressure, so this becomes F 2P LR square. Now equating the equation 2 and this equation, because both are frictional torque equation, so after simplification, this keeping on left side the coefficient of friction F 2 pi RQ R upon C mu NS upon P. So here there are two very important dimensionless parameter. One is R upon C. One is R upon C. Petrov equation indicates there are two equations. One is R upon C, dimensionless parameter, and another is characteristic number. This mu NS upon P is also known as characteristic number. So these governs the coefficient of friction and other frictional property like frictional torque, frictional power, and temperature rise in the bearing. So the first quantity in the bracket stands for bearing modulus, and second one stands for the clearance. So now the Mackey investigation. Mackey was the scientist who clearly distinguished the boundary of thin film lubrication and thick film lubrication. So already in previous slides we have understand the journal is at rest. When the journal is rest, there is no motion, there is metal to metal contact. When journal start to rotate, it takes some time. Film is built between the bearing and the journal. So the developed film is a thin film. There is a partial metal to metal contact and partial lubrication. Both exist at a time. So this is called the thin film lubrication. As the speed is increased further of the shaft or journal, so more and more lubricant is forced into the well-shaped clearance space and sufficient pressure is built up to sustain to carry out the radial load W. So therefore there is a transition from thin film lubrication to thick film lubrication as the speed of the shaft increases. So with this characteristic curve, you can understand that this curve is developed by the Mackey. So the transition from the thin film lubrication to thick film lubrication can be understood, can be visualized by this curve that is called mu n upon p curve. So here on y-axis the coefficient of friction, on x-axis bearing characteristic number mu n upon p, which is developed this characteristic number or dimensionless number given by the Petrov. So here only we are interested only this in the region, thick film region, stable region, because our success of the bearing depend only in this region. So to the right of AB, the change in the condition are self-correcting, self-adjusting, self-acting bearing and result in stable lubrication. If you see towards the left of this AB, this is a transition line, boundary film, this is a boundary film towards the left. So change in the condition tends to get worse and result in unstable lubrication. Here unstable lubrication, that's why it is called unstable thin film. Here both exist at a time. There is a metal to metal contact and the film is also exist. So this we do not require. So to design a bearing, to design sliding contact bearing, general contact bearing, this is a design point C. C is a design point. So point C represents the approximate transition between metal to metal contact and thick film separation of the part. So the bearing characteristic number should be this and the coefficient of friction value should be this. So this is a optimum minimum value required for successfully working of the journal bearing. So mu n upon P must be greater than 1.7 into 10 to the power 6. So this is a critical point. So if your value of characteristic number is less than this, you are in danger position, your bearing will fail, your bearing may seize because of the heat generation. So thick film lubrication, now again you can understand, thick film lubrication describe the condition of lubrication where two surfaces of the bearing are relatively motion are completely separated by a film of fluid. There should be no partial lubrication required, no partial metal contact required. So journal bearing definition, now we can conclude a journal bearing is a sliding contact bearing working on a hydrodynamic lubrication and which supports the load in radial direction only, not in axial direction. The portion of the shaft inside the bearing is called journal, hence the name is journal bearing. It is already explained. So this is a dry condition of the bearing and this is a lubricated condition. A film is generated and continuous flow of oil is required. If there is a, a vaporization of the oil because of the heat, so the quantity, the level should be maintained in this clearance space. Then the nomenclature of the journal bearing. So here you can see the terms required for further to solve the numerical. Center of the journal is O. This is the center of the journal of the shaft. Center of bearing O dash. This is the bearing center. Then eccentricity E is the eccentricity. The minimum film thickness is this. This is a region where the minimum film thickness is required developed at a line of the center. This is the minimum film thickness. Then eccentricity ratio, the partial bearing has less than 360 degree, full bearing have the full bearing have 360 degree equal and fitted bearing has equal radii of bushing and journal of. So this is already explained. So in today's lecture we understand the principle on which the sliding contact bearing works. In sliding contact bearing we have two bearing, one is hydrostatic bearing and another is hydrodynamic bearing. The hydrodynamic bearing start work from in three stages. One rest, then shaft is just start take the rotation, then the further shaft increase the speed. So for design point of view, the bearing we have to work always in the thick film lubrication. The thick film should be developed between the bearing and the journal for successfully working for smooth working of the bearing. So the minimum critical point is given mu n upon P value, that is a dimensionless value, must be greater than or equal to 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 6. So in anyhow that dimensionless number should not beyond that value, otherwise you will be in unstable region. So we discuss the definition of thick film lubrication, then the nomenclature of a journal bearing. So now I have few questions for you for the practice you can do at home. I will give you some answers here. In case of partial bearing, the angle of contact of the bushing with the journal is less than 180 degree. This is the answer for this question. If thick film bearing is a bearing, so you have to pick the correct answer out of the four choice. This is an MCQ type question. So you can read the question. When there is no lubricant, no, this is wrong. When there is a surface of journal and bearing are separated by a film created, no. Where the surface of journal and bearing are partially separated, this is also no. Where the surface of the journal and bearing are completely separated by a film of lubrication. So this is the right answer for this MCQ question. Give two application of hydrodynamic journal bearing. It is used in the IC engines and the crankshaft bearing. Then what is the bearing characteristic number is applied to the journal bearing? What is bearing characteristic number? So that number I explained in this class 1.7. So in next class we will move to solve the problem of journal bearing using the Boyd and Raimondi method, that using the dimensionless parameter. So thank you for today lecture, for patience hearing. So these are the references from which I prepared this video lecture. If you have any query, you can contact me on my email or you can WhatsApp me. Thank you very much. Happy learning. Thank you.